Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Austin Downbeat. This is episode 74. Can you believe it? I'm so happy to keep bringing these to you so you get a little behind the scene conversation with hopefully an artist that you love. And if you don't know them yet, you will love them just as much as I do. Um, so today's guest, I'm so excited to bring him to you. He's absolutely wonderful and so beloved in this town and so talented. Michael Booher is my guest today. But before we get to that, I want to give you a rundown. There's a lot going on in the city this week. This covers October 24th through the 30th. And here we go, deep breath for me. On the 24th, Ali Holder will be at Purple Bee, which streams out. It's a really cool kind of new to me thing. I think they're new. I'm not sure, but they are to me. So she'll be streaming at Purple Bee. So go follow Purple Bee so you can find out how to see that. David Ramirez is at Emo's. Lauren Freehoff is at Cactus Cafe doing an open mic. And I want to do a little experiment, see how many people we can get to go see her. Lauren is not from Austin, but I've actually had her on a prior show that I had that was on the radio. She is absolutely insane, wonderful, talented Lauren Freehoff. So if you are down for going to the Cactus Cafe on the 24th, that is tomorrow as I tape this, Tuesday night, go support Lauren. She's so good. On the 25th, Shiny Ribs is at this new club called Duets in Martindale. It's Duets Texas Club. So he is breaking in that stage on the 25th. Brian Wolf and the Howlers are doing Sun Radio's live at Guero's Taco Bar. So go support Brian Wolf and the Howlers. They're super fun to see. On the 26th, you have Betty Sue at Hotel San Jose. Susanna Schaffel will be at Seaboys. On the 27th, Graham Wilkinson is at Vista Brewing. And also the other Graham Weber and Bonnie Whitmore are at Sagebrush that same night. On the 28th, Restos is at Vista Brewing. West Texas Exiles are playing at the Saxon Pub. I've seen them play there. It is so much fun. They are awesome. Lanco is at the Hot Spot. Urban Heat is at Buck's Backyard. They are so cool. Madame Radar, so cool. They're doing a Halloween show at Pootie's Hilltop out here in the Hill Country. On the 30th, you have Monday Night Supper Club. You have Brian Wolf at the Driscoll. You have Bob Schneider at Saxon Pub, and you have Dale Watson at the Continental Club. And last but not least, Levitation Music Festival is going on this entire week as well. So many people playing all over the place for this as well. So I didn't really dive into specifics on that. You can go to levitation.fm is their website and see the full schedule and line up for that. It's October 26th through the 29th. So it's a good chunk of this week where there's tons of music happening, which is what we love. So that's our rundown. And then also you can follow me on Instagram at Austin Downbeat to see this printed out. So you always have that as a resource as well. If you kind of are spontaneous like me and you're like, oh, it's Thursday night, who's playing? You can pull up Austin Downbeat on Instagram and you can see those that I've mentioned. So that's that. To my guest tonight, Michael Booher, so talented and wonderful. You may know him from Zykos, which was a band that was together for quite a while here in Austin and super loved here in the city. He's on his own, not necessarily on his own, but he's doing his own thing under his surname, Booher, collaborating with the wonderful Aaron Sinclair and other folks in his band, bringing us new stuff. And he's doing something really cool right now. So especially if you get to see him. So we taped this right before he did a big show at the Mohawk. I'm sure there will be more because he's taking demos from a few songs that he's written and he just really loved how the demo went. So they're pressing those onto 7-inch vinyl. So when you go see him at a show, there's a limited pressing of these demo songs. So I think that's really cool. They're also getting back into the studio to put some things formally down in recording. But in the meantime, these pressings are going to be available of a handful of songs. So if you get a chance to go see Booher and get yourself a little 7-inch vinyl because there won't be many around. So it'll be a good keepsake. I love my conversation. This is kind of a classic cat conversation where it's just so super chill and laid back. And I love where it goes. And Michael is the definition of a sweetheart. You just want to jump through the screen and give him a hug. So I think you'll enjoy it. He really is quite wonderful. And his music is so good. And I love his perspective on all the things that we talk about. So without further ado, I will let you jump straight into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Booher.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to welcome you to the show, Michael Booher. Welcome.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Kat. Yeah,
I've been looking forward to this, been listening to
me
your
too.
music a ton. I love
Oh
what you
boy.
do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I was just telling you before we came on, I just feel like we're going to have some fun. And you just seem like
Yeah.
a really, like the definition of cool, nice,
Oh
kind,
man.
fun, all that stuff. So, you know,
That's all I got to work with. So I mean I got a lot clearly, but yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm going for, I guess. Yeah.
how was your day today?
Pretty good. Yeah. Just yeah, working and running around. And then we got band practice here in a bit for the show coming up.
Yeah.
And there's a cold front coming, which is cool. So
I mean,
that's been keeping me
how does
going.
how does that make you feel knowing that like weather is coming? Are you one of those people that loves that?
Oh, less sweaty because I like sweat so easily and I feel like a freak, But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. People are like, "Oh, I hate the cold." I'm like, "Dude, give me 55 to 65 degrees. I'm so happy." Throw up
Oh,
some
yeah.
long sleeve shirt, whatever. I got the option. I'm not just like midnight in shorts and a t-shirt and you're like sweating your nuts off. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm
Pardon
with
my
you.
French.
No, you can
Yeah, yeah.
swear, you can be 100% whatever you want to.
So wait, you can cuss on this thing?
Yes,
I'm
you
just
can.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because guess what? It's your freaking show. Yeah,
That's
that's the
right.
that's the best part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Are you from here?
I'm from Houston
Oh,
originally,
okay. How long
but I
have
came here.
you?
God, I've been here like over 20 years. Shit, 25. It's weird how the years tick by, but I've been here since like 97 for college and just never left. And I'll go back to Houston a lot because my family was there and my little brother's still there. So
Aw.
yeah, I love Houston, man. But I really took to Austin.
Yeah, the community here of musicians is just something that I mean I've never
Yeah.
seen, and I just feel like people genuinely love each other and support each other and
Mm,
kind of continue the
yeah.
weave of that fabric, in the ever
Yeah.
evolving city that we are. The fabric is always going to kind of change, but I feel like people are kind of picking up the baton and continuing that. Is that how it feels for you
Yeah.
on the inside?
You mean like recently?
Yeah, just like over the
Yeah.
last, however long you've been really in it,
Hmm.
you feel it kind of continuing.
I feel like it was definitely there's just less it felt like a lot of bands back then, but now looking at it now, there's just so many great options and like a lot of great bands. So that's a little different, but I feel like people's sense of community and love for support for one another um has kind of rekindled. Like well, I think that's kind of what you're saying too. Like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and I don't know if you just look at all the historically great um musical movements or whatever that happened, like, Seattle in the 90s, which is like, man, that was like the biggest thrill for me as like a high schooler. Like
Mm,
that made me want to be in a band.
yeah.
And like Omaha, those people are great. And like my old band got to know a lot of those Saddle Creek bands, and like, and their sense of community is like, oh, so supportive. So like they're so powerful as a whole. So I like, it's like that some of the parts thing. So
Hmm.
I feel like we're getting it back there. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is important. And I think everybody kind of feels like they're, you know, fighting their their own battle. But if we're like together on this, especially people listening from afar, from another city or another country, another state, they're like, wow, this Austin, it's like so many bands can thrive because of that thing alone. So I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like that is, if that's even what you're asking, I think that's kind of what I feel has come back. And I just love so many people. I mean, as frustrating as mostly just financially frustrating as music is, but like
Hmm.
I feel like I wouldn't trade it for anything, because even almost more than making and creating, making shit and doing music is like the people you meet. I mean, that to me is
Hmm.
the biggest, like my heart is
Yes.
full from that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to ask you because it's been coming up a lot lately in conversations with people, but I was going to ask you if it came up, like, this making music and being a creative is hard. I mean, it's a million other things, but it's also hard. And I think it's important to talk about that because I feel as listeners, you and I are also listeners of music. There's
And
this
you're a create.
response.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry to
Oh,
interrupt
that's
you.
okay.
Yeah, but you make music too, and you do this. You're
Yeah,
creative on many
yeah,
fronts. Yeah.
yeah. But
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 yeah, go ahead. I'm so
but
sorry.
no worries.
Yeah.
But also as listeners, I feel like there's a responsibility as listeners of music, um, to know sort of how to support and to support,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's
Right.
valuable to talk about um, the realities of support and the realities of, like, the
Yeah. That
difficulties at
is.
times. Would you still do
That
this
is.
long
Mhm.
term, um, if it stayed hard? Is the ultimate question.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Probably because my career as a astrophysicist never took off. But I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know what else I would want to do. Basically, I'm interested in
Yeah.
1,000 things, but I feel like that kind of all gets siphoned into wanting to create cool music, and
Yeah.
writing lyrics. You can, I
Ah,
don't know. I also, this may be weird to say, but like,
say it.
okay, cool. This is a safe space, right?
It
Yeah.
is.
But like, I know, I feel, but yeah, like, I just remember when I was a kid, man, because I really loved music at an early age. Um, so, what I'm trying to say is that I learned a lot of. I feel like I learned all my good vocabulary words from like songs,
Yeah.
more than I did in early classes or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like yeah, you can learn a lot. Like it's an education unto itself or whatever.
Hmm. It is. It is.
Yeah.
And I think it's it gets the important part of education, which I don't think we formally get in school. And that's just that social and that heart connection and authenticity
Right.
and like all that space that I think we don't really get taught. But like
Yeah,
this right here, two people talking about stuff that actually really matters is so important to do.
totally. And I
Yeah.
get to meet you, which I mean, maybe we would have met some other way if we weren't like music got
Maybe.
us to meet and we're gonna be buddies. It's like
Yeah, we
that's
are.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, we already
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would do this too. I mean, I think there's
Yeah.
something so beautiful about the intersection of passion and gift and
Yeah.
really sitting in that place,
That's a really cool way to describe it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long when did you start making music?
Well, I don't play music. I just do
I thought
this. I know I
okay,
don't.
but I thought really okay. I thought you like
I no,
come
I mean,
on,
I a long time ago when I was a kid, I I've played the flute for like a bazillion years and did that, in public and performed and all that stuff. I only made it to second chair in school because of that darn Becky Tauber. She she was always
man.
first chair.
She pisses me off. Yeah,
Damn you,
freaking
Becky.
Becky.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
No.
I
Well,
do play
that's yeah.
guitar and I do write with friends. I love
That's what I'm
writing.
talking.
That's what
That's
I
what
love doing.
cool.
But yeah, no, I
Because
don't like
yeah,
yeah.
I listen to your show and I've heard you talk about making things. So I'm
Yeah.
just that's yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think the writing thing, which I want to circle around back to you and your writing and the way that you craft songs is so great. It's been inspiring to me as someone that kind of
Thank
dabbles
you.
in that. And I love your song titles. So I also wanted to dip into like how do you choose the song title? Because
Oh,
they're so great and they
thank you.
it just fits. Everything you do just kind of fits. One thing that I learned a long time ago, I used to be an actor and I had this really great acting coach. And, I learned a lot in that class. But one thing that I learned
Hmm.
that I never ever forgot was like learn how you occur. When you walk into a room, you don't say anything. How do you occur to people? And so
Yeah,
oftentimes when I
yeah.
have people on, sometimes I don't know them. And how you occur to me fits perfectly with
Oh man,
what I hear and what I see. You know what I
mm,
mean? And it's such a
that's
cool
cool.
alignment. Yeah. So how do you do that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I did. I was just hoping I did it, and but yeah, I don't know. Just trying to be
As authentic as you can.
try to be a sweetie pie, and you know, like just what we're talking about, like a lover of the people you encounter, and you know what I mean. So, or
Mhm.
appreciate, you know, my knee jerk reaction. I think always is to appreciate or to want to enjoy somebody. So I don't know. Maybe that comes through. I don't know. But
Yeah.
song title wise, I think that's weird because like sometimes it's like a line, or
Yeah.
sometimes you know it's like a working title that's hilarious. So you call something just something ridiculous, and you're like, well, that's gonna
It's
be the title.
we
Yeah.
named the
Or
baby.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Baby's got a cool ass name. Yeah. But and then maybe sometimes it is like, well, that title is ridiculous. Like make a lyric that or
Yeah.
yeah, or maybe the chorus deserves its due. I mean, that's probably the smarter move. Like the
Right.
chorus is, you know, if you want hits, which yeah, you know, all right, I don't really, you know, hey man, at this point, it's like just make more shit and make things that are cool. So I'm not gonna let that steer a good title away, you know.
Yeah,
The
totally.
whole like call it the chorus, you know. But yeah, but that is probably that's what the pros would tell you to do, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Talk a
probably do
little,
that more now. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Talk a little bit about this latest project called Booher. I'm saying it
Yeah.
right? Booher. It's
Yeah, yeah.
rolls
Perfect. Yeah.
off the tongue. I love it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. The H is silent or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booher.
Um, yeah, I guess after my last band uh kind of disbanded, Zykos, that was like the big man, that was like the big we were
Beloved.
going for it. Yeah, I love everybody in that band, and we what a cool way to like we kind of raised each other, like we kind of grew up. We were all kind of going to college, but we didn't really even get going until we were all graduating, and we were all like guess yeah, we all graduated, and then we like were like touring and quitting our day jobs, and like it's like ugh. So we just tried to do it as long as we could and put out a couple records, but I guess sort of after we couldn't really justify that anymore. um I just the Booer thing is just kind of my I was working on stuff of my own,
Yeah.
and so like those it was like songs that I kind of wrote front to back, and then just like the 20 Tears record I like plugged in just a bunch of great buddies and some of the old Zykos peeps, and yeah, so that sort of was my solo project, but like I wanted it to be like a full band and a solo project because Zykos was like very collaborative, you know. Maybe I'd write, you know, a couple here, a couple there, but then other people would bring in, you
Mhm.
know, the shell or the seeds of a song or progression, and I guess mostly I always wrote the words, but that was just very collaborative, you know. So and this was collaborative too, but and it is now again because I've been co-writing a bunch with Aaron, who I play in Ace and Claire. Is
Mhm.
it Aaron Sinclair? And I've known him since I was, you know, in Houston. I was like a high schooler.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so it's really magical, and he kind of revived me, man. Like
Mm.
just been through, you know. I mean, we all. I know that like pandemic, we're all going through
Yeah.
a weird phase, but then some like deaths, like near and dear. And I was just like, you know. But Aaron was like, dude, let's go. Like,
Mhm.
so he's sort of. I feel like this next thing that's going to come out is going to be about the co-writing principle and like the benefit of, yeah, I don't know, just the bond of like two brains together or more or whatever.
Yeah.
um Ben Lance, the guitar player in this band, who was around for Funny Tears too, we wrote a few, and we went to New York like when the pandemic kind of calmed down,
Mhm.
and recorded a couple, and then Will from Ockerville, we've sort of wrote one when I flew out to California. But I think, and then there'll be like a handful of like straight Booher things, but I want this to be like, you
Mhm.
know, the revival of, I don't know, just the collaborative sense. Plus, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier, you know, because like somebody can give you a spark that if you're not, like, I used to try to write every day, man, but I just had not been doing that. So it sort of
Mhm.
is give you a fresh spark, you know.
Yeah. There's
It's pretty
something
cool.
really
Yeah.
beautiful that happens when you sit down with someone and that you can do that with 100% letting go in that session.
Hmm.
And like you have
Oh yeah.
almost like your ego is just not in the room, and which
Yeah,
is such a vacation,
man, that is
you know?
true. Yeah. And then if you
Yeah.
trust that person, if you
Yeah.
can be, you know, vulnerable and you can kind of risk sucking, which,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is kind
everybody,
of
you know,
fun. It's fun to
it's
just
fun.
totally suck.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a living on it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah,
No.
yeah. But it is true. It's like there is something beautiful in this crazy bond. And I always say that like two brains, that's what's so good about, I mean, historically, all the collaborative bands are, I don't know. You look at like, I don't know, even just if you go down the line, like Lennon McCartney, Jagger Richards, like uh
Yeah.
Chris Bell, Alex Chilton, like the two brains together create something that one brain alone probably wouldn't have done. And that doesn't mean it's better or worse, but it kind of is, it feels more adventurous, you know,
Yeah, it's like
and
deeper and
exciting.
wider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it goes deeper.
Yeah. You just really densely rich. I don't know. Yeah.
Mhm. No,
So, you know,
I agree with
oh,
you.
yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm excited. So what are you working on now? Is there more music coming? I know you have a release
Yeah.
party coming at the
Yeah.
Mohawk on the 12th at 8 p.m., folks.
I mean,
Um, but like
it
is
might be, yeah.
more music coming?
Yeah. Well, we like Aaron, these are sort of like, um, so my buddy Alex Lyon, who was in Psychos as well, at the end, or yeah, he was in there for like half the time and beyond. But he also he and Frenchie
Yeah,
were partners. I love Frenchie so much.
yeah,
Um,
me too.
they yeah, he's so beautiful. But they co-owned the Bubble together for forever,
Mhm.
and then he mastered Funny Tears. Alex did. Shit, Frenchie recorded our very first demo,
Mm,
Zycos. But anyways, so Alex is like doing this thing called Red River Sound, and it's
mhm.
so cool, and I'm so excited for him. he bought like a couple of lathes, like to where you can press records.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's really cool because there's such a shortage of that,
Yeah.
or shit gets bumped, and it's like the wait time is insane for
Yeah.
bands to get records, actual vinyl. But so Aaron and I co-wrote maybe eight. It's like, yeah, 8 tunes. So this release is like, so I'm all over the place, sorry. But yeah, like we made these, they're really cool demos, right? Like I really like, and we both do. We love the way they sound.
Mhm.
But we're like, man, we have this new lineup of the band and they're sounding so good. So we're like, well, let's redo those for the proper record, but let's put out 7 inches with Alex cutting them of the demos,
Yeah.
and yeah, just pair up. So maybe we're gonna do like 4 7 inches, and then later that could be like on the streaming, like a or like deluxe, or when we make the record too, it could be like bonus tracks. But it's
Yeah.
just cool to do these early versions because they're good and I think they should be heard, and I think Aaron does too. So
Hmm.
that's sort of the plan for now, and then we're gonna get um in the studio and bring somebody in that we trust, like to engineer slash produce it.
Hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, it'll be like a bit of a longer, not too long. Hopefully we can release like the proper record by
Hmm.
next year, like yeah, early next year. But until then it'll be just these kind of 7 inch
Yeah.
release things every once in a while, and just like cutting like 20 25 of those.
I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
cool. It's like yeah.
fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure people have done that before, but it's sort of our take on, you know, getting it out there. So it's
Yeah.
cool.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Um, what, um, how do you typically move through your day? I mean, this is all you do. You're 100% music, right?
No, 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 I'm
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Yeah,
What else do you do?
okay. I work for a promoter called Lightstream, and it's
Okay.
like there's a
Awesome.
venue called Hotspot up in Cedar Park,
Yeah, yeah, I've been there.
and
Yeah.
cool. Well, you should come back
Yeah.
anytime.
It's a
Well, we're,
great venue.
it's really not. I'm so
It's really nice, actually.
proud to be. I know it really is. I'm so proud to be a part of it, and we built this studio that's right nearby, and so that's been amazing too. And yeah, so that's honestly like, yeah, I do that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
working, and so yeah, so
But you're,
between the two, yeah.
yeah, and you're in it though, but you're still surrounded by music and music
Right.
adjacent stuff. So it kind of, does that help kind of keep your juices flowing and the creativity flowing and the momentum that you kind of need to
Yep.
have?
Yeah, because that was sort of the mission statement of the guy that created Lightstream, and his name's Eric Ing. He sort of wanted to do this to get to have musicians thrive more. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so it is like an extra slice of inspiration to be a part of that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Speaking about inspiration, is there, I mean, it's a
Mm.
general question of what inspires you, but is there something from your life that you find tends to sort of still have lasting power for inspiration? Or where do you kind of find that? I know how it is for me, but I'm wondering for you, like, does it strike in the most random times of the day? Like
it
me?
kind of it kind of does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does, when especially if you're like, and I haven't been doing this as much lately, but if you're sitting down every day and trying to make things and make
Mhm.
more things, make more shit, it's like then the moments will come more.
Mhm.
But it does kind of, so you do have to like kind of log in as much as you can,
Yeah.
I think. But
Yeah.
then also, yeah, but like, yeah, I guess I don't know. I think just trying to love the people in my life, that gives passion and inspiration. And then um and man, I can watch some really good TV in my bed,
Mhm.
and that shit inspires me, and it also makes me lay in my bed and watch TV. But um and then music, I love. I don't keep up with it, as much new stuff anymore. I mean, I'm just, as we get older, we just don't. But
Mhm.
yeah, and not even TV, but I'll watch. Like I don't know. I just backtrack, trying to watch all the great films across, since like cinema was born. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can always see another one that you've never even heard of and
Mm.
learn something from somebody else. It's like, have you seen, or have you heard this, or so
There is
I guess.
endless. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's
endless.
so endless. Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
even the
so much.
smallest little moment, you could be watching a film or TV, and the smallest little moment happening between two people, and all of a sudden, spark,
Yeah.
you see it your own way, you coin a phrase or describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing, like that kindling, it just like catches
Totally.
fire. I
It's like a
love that.
seed of something that just came that because yeah, it triggered something that maybe
Yeah.
it feels unique to you and you can run with it. It's like, yeah, I love things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's just and also walking around just listening to, the climate, the conversational climate of the way, you know what I mean? Like, and
Totally.
it triggers like a seed of some idea, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a crazy world these days.
It
Yeah.
is, but it's
Mm,
good,
mm.
good material, ripe for the picking.
Yes. Yep.
Let's talk a little bit
Yep.
about little Michael Booher.
Oh boy.
I just, I feel like I don't know why this came to mind.
Little
But
rascal.
I
Yeah.
well, I feel like because I don't know you, so I only know kind of what I've made up in my mind, and I love it and I like it
Oh
and it's all good. But it was so
boy.
funny. I was driving today and I was like, Michael feels like he could be that kid when you're going through a stack of photos from school and you find like your elementary class picture and then you go, Michael Booher, I remember that little fucker. He was so
Yeah.
great. Like,
That little hyperactive shithead was
were
yeah.
were
Yeah.
you, because that is immediately who
Oh.
I saw with such endearment. But who were you when you were
Oh man. I
am
mean,
I
this is
spot on?
through yeah, I think you kind of are like I was kind of yeah, I don't know. I was like a little hyperactive
It's
little
so cute.
bastard, but
It's
yeah.
so cute,
But
right?
yeah. I was definitely cute. No, I'm just kidding, but I mean, I'm not, but I gotta say that, I guess. But no, I was yeah, I mean, I loved music and then played like baseball, ran
Mhm.
track, all the things.
Yeah.
Did this just go weird on us or no?
It just had
Uh,
like a little flash of black, but we're
okay.
good.
Okay. Somebody's freaking calling me. But it's like Booer, airplane mode. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll send it to voicemail. I'm good at this. I'm real good at the technology. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, so I remember. Yeah, I guess I got into my first band in high school.
Mm.
I remember I was like driving around. It's like because I was a long distance runner, track,
Oh, wow.
in like first couple years of high school, and yeah, and I was kind of a little guy. But anyways, but my friends we were like driving around in the summertime
Mhm.
like smoking cigarettes between band practice. And this is like when it all started. And then my coach saw me and he left a message on my parents' machine, his like answering machine. He's like,
Mhm.
Boy, we got track practice starting in a week. Stop that smoking. And I'm like, delete. And then I quit track and I just been rocking and rolling ever since. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
What a moment. What a decision.
And my parents never, they never knew because I was like, delete. And
The
I'm like, I
beauty
want to
of an
focus.
answering machine. Yes.
Right. The perks. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
but I have a little brother, so that's 6 years younger than me. So yeah, we're just a couple, you know. I guess because 6 years is a lot when you're a kid.
yeah.
It's kind of a big gap. But then now we're just like so tight. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess young Michael Brewer was just a little hyperactive. Didn't really, I don't know. I actually don't know. It's a good question because I can only probably explain it the way that I remember it,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also, yeah, I feel like I forget a lot of things. Like
Mhm.
that's like the other thing is just like because both our parents are gone now. It's like, man, you just want to remember these memories forever, and so it's kind of tough when, yeah, I don't know.
You know what I
It's like
do?
don't leave me. Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally have photos on my bathroom side mirror
Oh,
of
that's good.
me, a little bit different, but like literally of me at like three very specific ages so that I can
Wow.
remember that girl and love that girl, like all three
Yeah,
of those
right.
girls actually. And so it helps.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it helps me. I see it every day. I see them every day.
Yeah,
And every day
that's
I
cool.
just stop and like have a moment and I think of them, because
That's cool.
I have lost memory too. You just childhood
Yeah.
is, can just be rough, or as we get older, you just kind of
Oh
lose
yeah.
touch. So I find that photographs in my face that I see every day are so helpful.
That's a really cool
Yeah.
technique. Yeah, it just triggered like keeps the memories like
Yeah.
fresh
And you
or
can just say hi to your
or
parents and
accessible. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and just give
I
them
have
a kiss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
have dreams all the time about them, and I'm like, man, who knows what all this shit means, but like I feel like that is kind of like you get to visit with them again. So like things
yeah.
like that, it's pretty special. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I believe
But
in
yeah,
all that stuff. I mean, it
I
even
do too.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just so powerful and so beautiful. And the fact that kind of that we don't know lets us make it what we need it to be to
Right.
get through and you know, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And who knows? Maybe that is exactly, who knows? I don't know. But it sure feels real and
yeah.
it feels really, you know what I mean? It's cool. Any like, I don't know, dreams are fascinating across the board, but yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But I like that technique. I might try that. Like
yeah.
couple little booer, little rascal ass booer photos to bring it to keep it fresh,
Yeah.
keep it
And I
in my
also
mind.
think, yeah, and I think it's helpful to kind of, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 47 and like at this age, I feel, so far away from that and that can show up in other ways and confidence and esteem. And you kind of think, well, by 47, this is who I am and I should have good self-esteem and I should be confident and I should have self-worth. Like I should have check, 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 everything handled, but we
Yeah.
don't. We don't. And so I found kind of
Yeah.
checking back in with that little 6 year old with the bruised knees and her little smile and her little skateboard, like love her.
She deserves that love, and she
Yeah.
was pretty great. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I may not, yeah, first of all, you do not look like, 47 is great. No problem there, but like you look
Yeah.
great for 47.
Thank you.
I'm 46 and I don't look it. So,
Oh, stop
all
it.
right, you
I felt like
I'm
we
catching
were,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are. You're never going to catch me, but
I know, yeah. I almost will by a year.
yeah. When's your,
When's your
I,
birth?
I was literally going
Jinx.
to ask you when your birthday. Watch, we have
I'm
the same
November,
birthday.
yeah,
What's
dude,
yours?
November 25th.
I'm January 29th.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
2 months apart there. Okay.
Yeah.
A year and 2 months.
Well, I was born on the Thanksgiving Day, 1976, like I'm like a bicentennial turkey.
I'm
Pretty
I'm
wild.
76.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, so you're
I'm in
just
the
a
beginning
little
of the
ahead.
year. Okay.
That's good.
Do you
Yeah.
have doves on your birth certificate? I
I
have like
don't think
white
so.
and blue
Really?
doves from the bicentennial birth certificate.
Dude, that's awesome. I'll have to dig that old thing up.
I know.
It
I think
looks old, doesn't it?
I know. I think you had to like maybe order that version perhaps because I have like two and one's not. And then one's like
Uh
bicentennial. Yeah.
the dove, yeah, the loving, peaceful dove version of the
Yeah.
birth certificate. Yeah.
1976. That's a solid year to have been
I
born.
love it.
And it is a fantastic perfect entry into music. Both you and I
Oh yeah.
loved music as kids. And how awesome
Yeah.
was it to intersect and drop straight into the 80s, like at the age that we did? It's amazing.
Totally. And we can still be like, we were born in the 70s, yo. This is pretty cool. Yeah. And also, I like Thanksgiving Day 1976 is the day The Last Waltz was filmed, like with
Oh,
the
wow.
band's final concert with like Dylan, Neil Young, Van Morrison, so many people, like all my favorite shit, my favorite old shit. So it's like that was and yeah, it took me a little while to realize that, but I'm like, man, that's cool. Like,
I love
and watching that, you see like the line of people around, like Winterland Ballroom in San Francisco where they did it.
it. Hmm.
It's like, man, it just weird to see what the world looked like when you came into it.
Yeah,
Like, man, this looks wild. It's I don't know, but and to be born on that day is cool. Yeah,
it's
or
perfect.
for because of the last waltz, but also because that year, like you're saying, it is a great year. I'm drawing a blank, but there are like so many good records that came out in 76. I feel like 72 was great, 74, 76. I mean, every year is great, but yeah. But those are
Yeah,
some special, yeah,
I know.
special records. Yeah.
In the 80s, did you ever get, I mean, what were you into in the 80s? I mean,
Oh, I mean, my first love was like first grade is like Michael Jackson, Thriller. That was my first concert ever too. It was like at the Astrodome, but it was
really?
like the Thriller tour, but it was like with all the brothers, so it was the Victory tour. Yeah. And then my parents took me. I
So,
just remember I was like, we were in the nosebleeds. Michael Jackson was like, looked like an ant, like but but that's pretty cool first concert. Like I
um,
did, yeah, I dare somebody to try to top that one.
my
Say what
first
you want about
concert
Michael
was
Jackson, but
my first concert was Striper.
that's dope. Dude, we did them at Hotspot and they're so sweet. And here's the funny thing about that. Um, their brothers, like Michael and Robert
Hmm.
Sweet or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. And my brother's name is Robert and I'm Michael. So I'm like, I told them that and they're like, that's amazing, or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was kind of raised like Southern Baptist-y in the
Me too.
church. And yeah, yeah, I was gonna guess maybe because so I and that's probably what took me so long to figure out about the Last Waltz is because like my parents were always trying to get me to only listen to Christian music. So I
Yeah,
had to get rebellious. And I remember
yeah,
my mom used to steal my tapes. Talk about young Booher. It's like she used to steal my tapes, like my Metallica tapes or whatever. And like I would like steal them back from her like dresser and she had highlighted like the shady lyrics. I'm like, that's mine. Give me that. But I was like, I always teased her. I was like, you made me be in rock and roll bands because if you tell a kid not to do something or
I
not to
mean,
listen to something, they're
yeah,
gonna do it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Very similar backgrounds. And but yeah, I
Yeah. Where did you grow up? What town did you say that already?
born in Erie, Pennsylvania, right on Lake
Okay.
Erie. But as soon as I graduated from high school, I moved myself out to California,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
landed in Santa Barbara, which is like paradise. And
Oh, it's beautiful.
yeah, I feel like I kind of raised myself there. And so much of who I am as an
Yeah.
adult is because I left that and I went to California and, you know, just
Yeah.
became who I am and found that person without any kind of outside
That's
or
cool.
old, influence. Yeah.
That's like the concoction of who you are, the bubble and brew of the
Yeah.
stew, yeah, that makes up who you are.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. That's a cool blend, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, too, I think the people, for me, my adventure in young life was really about, I found some beautiful people to be in my life. I was just kind of young and very naive and had been kind of under the thumb. I didn't even drive. Like, I didn't
right.
even learn to drive till I was 20. Um,
What made you wait? You
what made
just
me?
didn't have the need?
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
For what reason?
Just I wasn't allowed to.
Okay.
Just
Oh wow.
control.
All
Yeah.
right.
No freedom, right? And I was all about
Yeah.
freedom. Like you tell me, I'm
And
also an Aquarius. I don't know if that there's any weight or bearing to that, but all I hear about my Aquarian sign is like, we want our freedom. Like, don't ever
right.
chain us. And
Yeah.
that's certainly true. And so I just wanted freedom. And, I look back on that and I'm like, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I
Right.
you have
Yeah.
that from your life too, where it's like, I don't know what I
Yeah.
don't know, but I have enough of a spark to just keep going and surround myself with the right people, but just keep going and going. Is that how it felt for you
Hmm.
after you graduated and you stayed in Austin and didn't go back to Houston?
100%. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people that move back home from wherever, and it's kind of it's
Yeah.
a comfort, but it's also kind of a. I mean, God bless them. Like that's their like maybe it's the best thing for them, but for me, I wanted to remain here, and I still can go to Houston anytime. I see my bro, and I love Houston, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's right. It's like the people around you kind of inform your soul in a way that you
Hmm.
can, yeah, talk about the recipe of who you are. That's like that is a big part of it. I mean, I just sometimes we all probably are annoyed with people, but I fundamentally love other people. I mean, or want to. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, and so that is a big part of informing. Because you can learn something from everybody, and try to love them or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know. Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing to hear you say out loud because I definitely think about that and I want that for my life. And I try to start when I start each day on my cushion meditating and just
that's great.
plugging in. And
Yeah,
I don't really do mantras. I don't do anything. I just listen to my breath, but what I'm really inhaling is just love and the balance of things. And I think about like if that guy's a dick to me on the road, well, that's the balance of it all. Sometimes you got
yeah,
to have a dick. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Sometimes you're going to have people that go against, but if you zoom out and
yeah.
you realize that there's a big universal balance thing happening, then it kind of is easier just to love that person. Yeah.
Totally. Benefit of the doubt is so huge in almost every
Yes.
situation. And like, and hey, like that dude that was a dick to you on the road, like, or whatever, maybe, he's going through some really crazy shit, and he probably, with the right,
Hmm.
that's like, if we have the right approach to it, like, you know, we would probably like, or if he did, and if everyone did, like, we would, I don't mean to sound all woo woo or whatever, but like,
No, but
yeah, you could like almost appreciate most anybody except
mhm.
for the terrible people. Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Right.
There are terrible forces out there, but I do believe, like, I do fundamentally believe that, like, people are,
Good.
inherently good. Yeah.
Yes.
I have to believe that, and I don't think I'm wrong, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
we got to believe that shit. So, yeah.
Yeah. There is a tribe
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, and they have a thing called Ubuntu, which means when someone in the tribe does something wrong, when they act out, instead of
Uh,
pushing them out, they bring them in, and the whole tribe circles around them and reminds them of all the good things about who they are.
totally.
That is
That's
so beautiful. I need
and
to
it
do more
probably,
of that in my
yeah,
head.
I do too. Yeah.
But
But I bet you that works because, yeah,
yeah,
you know, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
It's kind of
also,
also like what you do wrong. Uh, I don't know what somebody does wrong to you, or what you do wrong to somebody else, you do to yourself and everyone. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
The cliche is lost on me, but
No,
the
I
idea of
feel
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Um, Life is so cool,
It is cool. Yeah. Cool.
What are
Let's
some of your
keep it going.
favorite things about just being alive and being a human and being kind of on this planet at this time? Like, what are just a few of Michael Booher's favorite things. It doesn't have to be related
Mm,
to anything, but what makes you happy? What makes you
mm,
smile?
well, I don't know. Some people will see this and like laugh at me, but like, and you can't really tell from this podcast, but I'm like super hilarious sometimes, and like it makes me very happy to try to. I feel like I just get funnier and funnier, and yeah, just to try to be super hilarious and just joking around. I like humor, like it's like
Yeah.
laughter. Is medicine, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just to try to laugh. And yeah, I think
I'm
that's a big driver these days.
I'm
And I'm
la-
like, I'm gonna try to get real freaking funny, dude. Like, get just you wait. Yeah.
I'm
But go
laughing
ahead, sorry.
because no, I'm laughing because I am the same. We probably are the same person. I literally am
It
the
feel
same.
like,
Like
yeah,
I'm so funny. I have two
I'm
teenagers and
yeah,
I'm like, guys, and they think I'm funny, thank God. And they say that I'm funny, but
they better.
it's
Yeah.
very important to me that they think
Like
I'm
mama's
funny.
funny. Yeah. Mama be funny, yo. Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you say it, it becomes true, evidently, in this world. So you just say, it's like I'm super funny and super handsome. Say it to everyone, and it becomes true. Yeah,
I love
and
that.
it's not wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but totally. I think humor is. Yeah, I don't know. Especially with I don't. We all went through this pandemic.
Mhm.
What a wild phase, and so I think that coming out of that, humor has been very valuable. And
Yeah.
I don't know, just laughing and loving.
And
Yeah.
not taking things, maybe letting them, like, I think the pandemic gave all of us a real contrast. I think we have a new
Mhm.
definition of
Yeah.
hard things that are hard and painful, and
Right.
maybe it does kind of buoy up our metric a little bit to kind of be
Yeah.
able to give people the benefit of the doubt, to not take things maybe as seriously, um just
Right.
a new measuring stick perhaps.
And we're all kind of united in that experience that we had to get through, which is
Yeah.
also cool and unifying. And I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I like
Yeah.
weather so much. This is why I like it when it rains, is because I feel like we're all in it together. I love it
Totally.
when it rains. It makes me feel like we're all experiencing the same thing. And I think a unifying, like at a concert, we're all listening to the same music. I love
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. That's the kind
Yeah.
of
You're
stuff
like,
that makes me happy.
totally. Yeah. But with that, especially you're like one giant organism, or
Yeah.
the crowd is like an instrument, or a member of the band. And if the show's done right, it's like, that's cool. That's just
Yeah.
a wonderful unifying experience. And that's what music, when it's done the best, usually for most styles of music, I think it's done like that, where it captures that.
How would you articulate how it feels to be up on stage, having a good show? What does Michael feel like? Like what adjectives would
Mm,
you put to that for those of us that will never
mm.
stand on a stage?
Well,
And
well, you should, you'd be good, you'd be great, yeah,
thank you.
yeah. But I don't know, it is yeah, sweaty. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's exhilarating in this way where it's fulfilling, and also, I mean, you made something with these people you love, and putting it forth, and if you're doing it right, the people are that are watching it are responding back to you, giving you fuel, and
Mm,
it is yeah, probably I'm not even picking the right words, but it is just sort of this fulfillment.
mm,
And it is, I feel like music is like magical or mystical, magical, spiritual, its
yeah.
own language. And so to just kind of, in whatever small way, like playing a live show is like a way to get in on that
Mm,
um discussion, or that experience, that it's just this grand experience. And like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, getting just, I don't know, it's just
on a
like you
frequency of
somehow get
just
to,
so much
yeah, totally.
frequency.
Yeah, and you somehow got to write your name in you may not be the headline of musical history, but you're like, you got to write your name like down there as a footnote somewhere, and you like entered your name in the book, the big grand book of
Yeah.
that experience. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Well,
kind of how I look at it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I speak for all of us. I'm so glad that you've written your name in that book, and I'm so glad that you're
Thank
doing what you do. You're very, very talented. I think I just don't
you.
ever
Thank you.
want you to
Yeah.
stop.
I try not. Yeah. I mean, I'm a lifer, I guess. So
Yeah, you are.
just, yeah, I'm trying to be. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you so much. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me on. Yeah.
Of course, of course. It's all my pleasure. Let's just reiterate for folks, you have a show at the Mohawk
Yes.
on October 12th, and you're also
Yes.
playing with Trumpeter Swan in St. Loretto.
Yes.
Evan has been
Yes.
on this show.
I
He is
know.
also a love. You
He
surround
plays
yourself with
bass.
great people. I know.
I know, and I love him, and he's so. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad we didn't forget
Yeah.
to talk about both those guys. Like Drew from Trumpeter Swan, love him. I've loved him since I met him when he was in What Made Milwaukee Famous, and so proud that he's doing his new stuff. He's back from New York. He's like doing his shit, and it's so good. We've been planning this, and then with Evan, same thing, and like
Yeah.
Evan, man, he's a wild talent. So I love him, and he's just a good soul, one of the sweetest guys. He reminds me a lot of myself. Super sweet, handsome. I'm just funny. Yeah, I'm just
I
kidding, but
mean, it is
yeah,
the triple the
tri
trifecta,
the
really.
triple threat. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
the triple
trifecta. I
threat.
like it.
But I feel like
Yeah.
there's even more. I feel like we could uncover a fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Oh,
If we really spent some time, but we are out of
oh, we
time.
could. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah.
You'll
Well,
have to
we'll do
come
part
back
two.
on.
Yes, part two. I mean, I'll try to get like a fifth or sixth part for that. The quadruple, quintupled, or whatever threat. I know
Yeah,
my yeah,
we'll have all
my
the appropriate
numerology is
words
bad.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I get whatever or whatever the term is. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm really excited about that show. Like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And I love those guys, man. Yeah. And then just yeah, this current lineup of the band is so much fun. So and Evan's a big part of that. Aaron Sinclair, play
Mhm.
like as and then Keith, the drummer, Ben Lance, like, and I got a couple other guys like Mike St. Clair who plays in 1,000 great bands and or has played on 1,000 great recordings, records, and this dude Brent Baldwin. Like it's kind of a big band sometimes, and
Mhm.
6 or 7 people up there if we do it right, and all just good souls, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that you
You should
surround
come.
yourself with that. I'm gonna try. I'm definitely
Exactly.
gonna try. It's in my calendar.
Well, let me know. I mean,
Mhm.
we'll roll out the red carpet. I'll
Oh,
save you one of those records too. Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
that'd be awesome. Okay, good. I'm gonna try to come.
All
Well,
right.
we have to say goodbye to Michael Booher. Thank you so much for coming on. It's such a pleasure to hang with another 1976er.
Yeah, I love it. I
And
love
it's
it.
finally
Best
someone,
year.
yeah,
Yeah,
best year
yeah.
ever.
Big time.
You can catch Booher at Mohawk on October 12th, 8 p.m. Show begins with Trumpeter Swan in St. Loretto. You can support Boer by all the things. He has merch, he has shows, he has social media. So you should follow and like. And most importantly, my favorite thing to do is to tell musicians how much they mean to
Yeah,
me, to tell them, to share it, to use your voice in a way as a listener to tell your favorite musicians that you love
yeah.
them and what their music means to you. They love it. So,
It helps. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, it really,
Right.
really does. Yeah. All right.
Right.
That's your
Thank you,
assignment.
Kat. I'm
Thank
so proud to
you.
be on your show. I love you. Yeah.
Oh, I
Thank you.
love you too.
All right.
We will see you next time. That does it for this episode of the Austin Downbeat. Bye, guys.